Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. The title for our lesson today is Middle Form, pages 60 plus 61. 8. Reading. Before reading, قبل القراءة, read the article and underline the information that tells you how certain popular foods were discovered. اقرأ المقال وحدد المعلومات التي تخبرك بكيفية اكتشاف أطعمة شهيرة معينة. طبعا بتلاقي أنت الإجابة في النص في خطوط تحت الإجابات أو الجمل اللي تدل على الإجابة.
Pages 60 and 61. 8. Reading.
Accidental food discoveries. Can you imagine a world without cool, creamy ice cream cones? Isn't it depressing to imagine life without chewy, delicious chocolate chip cookies? And who could get by without salty, addictive, crispy potato chips? Yet all these treats are fairly recent inventions that may never have come into existence if it weren't for lucky accidents. Have you ever enjoyed the cool refreshment of a popsicle on a hot summer day? If so, you have an 11-year-old boy named Frank Epperson to thank. One winter day in 1905, young Epperson was making soda pop by mixing powdered soda and water. He accidentally left the mixing bucket outside with the mixing stick in it overnight. That night, the temperature reached freezing. In the morning, Epperson discovered that the fruit-flavored liquid had frozen to the stick. Although he tried and liked his invention, it wasn't until 18 years later that it occurred to him to turn his invention into a business. Epperson's children referred to this treat made by their pop as a popsicle. That name stuck, and eventually became the official name. Today, popsicles are enjoyed by millions of people around the world. But perhaps your dessert of choice on a hot day is an ice cream cone. If so, you should be glad for the unexpected event that brought two men together at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. An ice cream vendor named Charles Menches was doing such booming business that he ran out of bowls to put the ice cream in. The vendor next to Menches was a young Syrian immigrant named Ernest Hamwi. Hamwi was selling a Syrian treat called zalabia, a crisp, wafer-like pastry. Hamwi came up with a solution to Menches' quandary. Hamwi rolled some of his warm pastry into a cone so that Menches could put ice cream inside. In that instant, a favorite international hot weather treat was born. Of course, not everyone is a fan of frozen treats. Some prefer the indulgence of delicious freshly baked goods, like chocolate chip cookies. These people should be grateful for an accidental discovery made by an American housewife in 1930. One day, Ruth Wakefield was making chocolate cookies when she realized she had run out of baker's chocolate. Wakefield decided to substitute broken-up pieces of a chocolate bar she had on hand. She assumed that the small pieces of chocolate would melt and mix into the batter. However, after taking the cookies out of the oven, Wakefield discovered that the chocolate hadn't melted. Instead, there were little chips of chocolate throughout the cookie. Much to Wakefield's delight, the chocolate chip cookie proved to be a great success with her family and guests. Wakefield sold the recipe to the chocolate company Nestle in exchange for a lifetime supply of chocolate chips. It wasn't long before the chocolate chip cookie became a world-famous treat. But if crunchy, salty treats like potato chips are your preference, then you owe a debt of gratitude to a cranky chef and a picky diner who lived over 150 years ago. On August 24th, 1853, George Crumb was working as a chef in a restaurant when he became frustrated with a customer. The customer had repeatedly sent back his French fries, complaining that they were too thick and soggy. Fed up, Crumb decided to teach him a lesson. Crumb sliced the potatoes as thinly as possible and fried them in grease. To Crumb's astonishment, the customer thought the chips were delectable. They became a regular item on the restaurant's menu and, in time, became a staple of the global fast food industry. Clearly, not all accidents are bad. Some have made our lives richer, sweeter, and tastier.
الحين ننتقل after reading. Answer the questions. أجب على الأسئلة. Number 1. In your own words explain how popsicles were invented. اشرح بكلماتك الخاصة كيف تم اختراع المصاصات. Number 2. Where was the ice cream cone invented? أين اخترع مخروط الآيس كريم. Number 3. How did Syrian culture contribute to the invention of the ice cream cone? كيف ساهمت الثقافة السورية في اختراع الآيس كريم أو مخروط الآيس كريم. Number 4. What did Roth Wakefield get from Nestle in exchange for her receipt? ما الذي حصلت عليه روث ويكفيلد من شركة نستلي مقابل وصفتها. Number 5. Why did George Crumb originally create the potato chip? لماذا صنع جورج كروم رقائق البطاطس في الأصل؟ The answers الإجابات. Number 1. A boy left a bucket of soda out on cold night with a mixing stick in it and it froze. ترك صبي دلو أو كاس من المشروبات الغازية في إحدى الليالي الباردة مع عود ملتصق بها فالتصقت تجمدت وكذا صار سكين. Number 2. It was invented at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. تم اختراعه في 1904 في معرض سانت لويس العالمي. Number 3. A Syrian immigrant named Ernest Hamwi rolled up his pastry to make a cone for the ice cream. مهاجر سوري يدعى إرنست حموي قام بطوي معجناته لعمل مخروط للآيس كريم. Number 5. 4 أول تحتية. She received a lifetime supply of chocolate chips. تلقت إمدادا لمدى الحياة من رقائق الشوكولاتة. Number 5. Because a customer complained about his French fries began too soggy, Crumb was going to teach him a lesson by giving him very crisp French fries. لأن العميل اشتكى من وجود بطاطس مقلية رطبة جدا، كرام حاول تلقينه درسا من خلال إعطائه بطاطا مقلية مقرمشة جدا. ننتقل number 9 speaking. Number 1. Work in pairs or group. Make a list of desserts and snacks that are popular and try to decide what makes them popular. Texture, flavor, aroma, presentation, ingredients. العمل في أزواج اعمل في أزواج أو مجموعات. قم بعمل قائمة من الحلويات والوجبات الخفيفة المشهورة وحاول أن تعرف ما الذي يجعلها مشهورة مثل الملمس، النكهة، الرائحة، طريقة تقديمها والمكونات إلى آخره. Number 2. Think about a new dessert or snack and make notes in the chart. Use your notes to present your dessert snack in class. فكر في حلوى جديدة أو وجبة خفيفة وقم بتدوين الملاحظات في الشكل. استخدم ملاحظاتك لتقدم ملف حول الحلوى أو هذه الوجبة الخفيفة في الصف. Number 3. Choose what you think is the best new dessert snack and say why you think it's the best. اختر ما تعتقد أنه أفضل حلوى أو وجبة خفيفة جديدة واذكر سبب اعتقادك أنها الأفضل. عندنا هنا فوق خانتين، في الخانة الأولى يعني my favorite dessert and snacks بنكتب اللي هو الحلوى المفضلة أو الوجبة الخفيفة المفضلة. الخانة الأخيرة على اليمين my new dessert snack وجبتي المفضلة الجديدة أو الحلوى المفضلة الجديدة. على اليسار عندنا 4 خانات. أول خانة name اسم الأكلة. Number 2 flavor ingredients نكهة المكونات. بعدين bought or homemade هل تشترى أو تصنع في المنزل. آخر خانة how to make it كيف تقوم بصنعها. الإجابات بتكون في أول خانة هنا يعني هذه my favorite dessert and snack نكتب number 1 واللي هي إيش الوجبة الخفيفة المفضلة وأنا اخترت النودل اللي هي الإندومي عندنا. بعدين عندنا النكهة chicken curry اللي هو كاري الدجاج، يعني هذه النكهة اللي يحبها تقدر تحط أي نكهة أنت تحبها. تشترى فنقول boat. طريقة صنعها boat it on water for 5 minutes on fire. ضعها في ماء لمدة 5 دقائق على النار. ثاني شيء أنا اخترت تشيز كيك. النكهة تشيز كيك and strawberry أو المكونات اللي هو تشيز الجبن وستروبري فراولة. boat تشترى. طريقة الصنع I bought it and don't make it. أنا أشتريها ما أسويها بالبيت. وبكذا نكون وصلنا لنهاية الفيديو. see you next time.